Hello, today I'd like to do some more doodling with noodles. Now I'm sure some of you now know that noodles are what I call 1.5 inch strips. So I cut 1.5 inch strips, the full width of the fabric, and to me that's like a noodle. I don't know if you ever remember eating noodles, but that's what noodles were like. So this is noodles. I've got some very delicious looking noodles here today, and we're just going to have a little bit of a play. So these are all cut 1.5 inch wide strips, and I'm just playing with different things that you can do with those noodles. So today I've got a couple of blocks here that I can show you that I've made using these delicious noodles. So they're kind of like a positive and negative block. So not a difficult block, just strips, obviously, because we're using noodle strips. But so on this one on my left, I've started with a nice blue, and then I've got a dark grey plain here, and then I've gone around with the yellow. And this one is quite opposite, so I've started with the dark grey, and then I've got a light green, and then the dark again. So that's exactly the same block, but one starts with a colour and builds out, and the other one starts with the plain fabric and builds out that way, so that you end up with these two blocks, positive and negative. So I'll just quickly go through how I've put one of the blocks together. The other one is put together just the same, but obviously starting with a different fabric. So here I've already cut my block out so that you didn't need to watch me do all that. So I'm going to make this block here that's got the blue in the middle. So I've got my blue cut. Now I've just cut this at a 4 inch length, and I've cut my two sides that are going to go next to it the same length. So they're all 4 inches. So I'm going to join those together and press them, and then we'll do the next little bit. So this just takes a few minutes. Doesn't take long to make these little blocks. And of course, if you're making several, you can chain piece them, but today I'm just making one. And then I'll show you how one way that you might put them together. Just so much fun. I just love these strips. They're just so versatile. You can just do so much with them. So just with your 1/4 inch seam allowance there, try and keep your 1/4 inch seam allowance reasonably accurate if you can, because it just helps everything to go together better. So I'm just going to press my seams, oops, not through the sewing machine, out, or in, sorry, I'm pressing them into that centre strip. So turn that round, just hold that up and let that glide over nicely, and that'll just sit down really nicely. And so now I'm going to put my piece across the top. Now because they were all 1.5 inch to start with, and now they're joined, this is going to measure 3.5 inches across, and so I've cut my strips already at 3.5 inches in length. So they go top and bottom. So I put the sides on first, then the top and the bottom. And because I've got a reasonably accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance going on, I can pre-cut my whole block, because all the strips should then fit. So let's hope they will. So now I'm just going to press those two seams. I always like to press from the front and just hold it up and let it just fold over nicely. I find I get a better press if I press from the front of my work. So now I've got that done, and I'm ready to put my two sides on again. So I've got them already cut, and they're already cut to 6 inches, because when you add all that up, that's what that works out to be. You don't always have to make quilts quickly, but this would be one that would grow quite fast, because as I said, you can chain piece. You could use lots of different colours. I'm going to be using all the same colours throughout my quilt, but it would work well with other colours thrown in, with perhaps just keeping the constant, like the dark grey that I've got. And of course it doesn't have to be dark grey. So it's just a solid grey that I'm using, but these other colours that I'm using are actually batiks. I love the intensity of colour that occurs in batiks. Okay, so I've got my sides on, and then I've cut my top and bottom strips already, and they're cut at 5.5 inches. So my block is going to be 5.5 inches wide before I sew it in, so the finished measurement will be 5 inches wide. And this is the last strip for the block. Hasn't taken very long. So I've used some fairly sort of softish colours with this dark grey, but I can see this done in something really dramatic and striking would be quite fun. So there's my block. So it's measuring 5.5 inches wide, and it's measuring 8 inches long at the moment. So it's going to come in, when you sew it in, it's going to finish at 5 inches by 7.5 inches. So a nice rectangular block. So I've actually already made a couple of these, so I can just show you a possible layout that you might do. Just with a few that I've got here. I just thought this was quite nice to do. This positive negative things kind of often gives you a little bit of movement in a design when you put it all together. There would of course be other ways that you could put this together, but this is most likely what I would do at the moment. So I think that's quite dramatic. I quite like this sort of hint of blue. This grey has obviously got a bit of blue in it, so that kind of all works, and this soft green is quite nice. So I've actually done a layout, which is pretty much what I've done on my software program on the computer for just a small quilt. You could of course make a much bigger quilt, you could use quite different colours, but that was really just my doodling with Noodles for today, and I just thought I'd share that with you.